To all the geeks and nerds, welcome to another episode of Beyond Logic. We're back in the Nether and we are continuing our project to get some of these things wrapped up. And so last episode we worked on the piston bolt, and this episode we are going to work on underneath the castle, get all that all shipshape and finished up, and also get our mini hub all done and dusted. So by the end of this episode, the idea is that our Nether projects will be complete. At least complete enough for the time being. But yeah, I'm just working on this area here underneath the castle. So I've made a start here kind of terraforming down from the kind of platform. So we have this kind of platform here that was always temporary. And I've started to add this kind of land here. So it kind of looks natural-ish, I guess. So I've done it up to here. Still got to do all the way around here. So the idea is, first of all, just to encase this thing under here, so at least it's safe from any gas that might be flying around out there. So we're going to continue that line all the way around there, all the way around, and then terraform all of this. So that's going to be a bit of work, of course. And then underneath here, we're going to pull down the castle. We're going to sort of spruce up down here, make this into like an actual room that's going to look all right, I think. We've got the transition over there to the piston bolt, and obviously the other side as well at the mini hub. And that side, and if we get time, I'd like to spruce up inside here as well. So we've got a lot to do today. All right, so let me get cracking with this terraforming. Let's get that bit done first, and then we'll be a bit safer under here to get working. And as I do this, I thought it'd be useful for me to explain what I'm doing as I go along. So the first thing is to kind of do this kind of ring just around in the lava, so we get an idea of the shape, and then pull up these kind of these bars almost, just to get an idea of the contour of the land that we're gonna have this slope. And then of course once we've got those, we just have to fill them in. So not really thinking too much about it, just sort of going around, placing blocks where it feels right, and then doing your tweak here and there to kind of get it like natural or naturalish. And yeah, we just keep doing that all the way along across each bar until it's all filled in. And now it's all filled in all the way around. This is not looking too bad. I think that looks much better than just that floating platform. But yeah, I think I could do with a bit more detail. So we'll do some of that in a second. But as you can see as we go around, this thing is all now fully done. It looks like a castle is actually standing on an island floating in the lava. And so we're a bit limited in what we could do with detail, but I thought if we could add a few different blocks, like some of these magma blocks, that would be quite good. Give us a bit of detail. But of course, when you're building in the Nether, you've got to watch out for ghasts, and I fell in the lava, and guess what happened? Yep, I wasn't quick enough with my noob juice, and yeah, we derped. We derped hard, but it's okay. We got geared up. From our backup gear, we did lose everything in the lava, so we need to get some more tools. But yeah, so we just carried on adding some more detail. Adding now some soul sand for, again, a bit more detail, something a bit different. Again, not really thinking too much about it, just kind of doing bits and pieces here and there. And then a bit of fire to add a bit more. And then on top, we've got this flat kind of plateau that's a bit too flat for my liking, so I thought we'd see if we can add a bit of variation just to make that a bit more interesting. And of course the last thing is to remove this bridge, because now we've got the piston bolt, we don't need that anymore to get to the witch farm or any of the other farms. And now here we are, all done. So it looks a lot better. I'm not sure I'm totally happy with what we've done to the plateau, the top of where the castle is, but it's better than just having a flat platform, and we can always come back to this when we get a bit more inspiration. But yeah, I think that's looking pretty good, and yeah, ready for the next bit. And here we are, the terraforming has been done. We are no longer a floating platform in midair. It's now an actual island in the middle of this sea, the sea of lava. So I think that looks miles better. Still room for improvement. I'm not totally happy with this bit up here, but yeah, like I said, we can come back to that and improve it. But yeah, this bit of terraforming came at great cost. We have lost all our good armor, all our good tools. So currently using my backup gear, which is okay. It's not super good, but it's good enough for now. But yeah, let's talk about the next thing. And the next thing is under here, underneath the castle. So we've got these stairs that come down, and we're down here. Now we're all nicely enclosed, so we can't get shot by ghasts that are going to be floating around outside. But we still need to do some work here. And I think the plan here is, if we're up here, we see we're in this room, this kind of cylinder-shaped room. What I want to do is I want to pull down all of these walls and pull them all the way down here, so we can have the same size cylinder room under here. So this block here represents the center of the room, so we'll be here and we'll have this cylinder shape that goes all the way around. And then what I want to do then is have a corridor in each of the north, south, east and west directions, and they will take us to various tunnels and stuff like that as we build them. So at the moment we only have a tunnel that goes somewhere in this direction that will take us off to our ice boat, to the end in our city and that kind of stuff. And over in this tunnel that's going to be in this direction, this will take us to our piston bolt, so we'll be able to get onto the minecart here and take us off that way. So we need to do a bit of work over here as well. I think what I want to also do is I want to move this staircase. Because if you think this is going to be a circular room with tunnels in each of the cardinal directions, having this one here is a bit weird. It's not really centered. So I think I want to move this one, this staircase over this way, so it's more in the center of the room. I think that will work out better. And that means we're going to have to move something else. We come up here, this portal is going to be in the way, so we're going to have to move this. And I think I've done some calculations. I think it's going to be okay. I think if we move this portal over here and the staircase over there, we should be good. So I've made a start pulling down these walls from the outside, and basically all I've done is I went on top where the netherrack is, and I just dug out just next door to the walls, just so I can see where it is, and we'll fill that in again later. But then we can follow this around. You can see here's the netherrack that I've dug out, so we can follow this around, follow the contour of the room, and yeah, just build this netherrack down, this nether brick down, should I say, into this circular shape. I do need to be careful of this because it's still not safe. I might cover this over just in case we end up falling through the floor up there because of gas or whatnot. But for the time being, just going to focus on this room and yeah, get it finished up. The staircase has been relocated to over here. Yes, so here is this portal in the middle which we need to deal with, and it's going to be moved over there. I think it's still going to work over there. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the staircase that was over here is now right here in the center. So this portal is actually right in the center of the room, and you can see this hole that I've dug out here is right in the center as well, and this is where our stairs are. So this comes down, and we're now down in this lower room, and yeah, it's the same shape as the room above as we talked about before, with the 4 doors in each of the 4 directions. So obviously this way is going to take us to our piston bolt. I'm thinking that what I want to do here is have a tunnel that goes this way, which allows us to go further that way if we want to, and we'll have the entrance way to the piston bolt to these minecarts somewhere over here, so it's kind of out of the way of the of that tunnel. So we'll do that in a bit. And then obviously over this side we have we're going to need a tunnel that takes us to that ladder right over there, which is holding up a minecart which takes us to our iceboat road that we normally use. And then over these two here, they don't have a purpose right now. We don't have any tunnels or whatnot over there. But yeah, I think I'm going to turn these into tunnels with maybe a glass floor so you can see the lava underneath. And we do need to be careful here because I did start filling this in, but then I thought maybe I like the idea of having the lava underneath. But then a gas spawned on this stuff over here and was flying around in here. So yeah, we do need to have a tunnel that goes that way, and that will give us some future options. Same with this tunnel over here, over the lava. Out that way. Won't go anywhere just yet, but yeah, we have that for future expansion. So I need to do those tunnels, and also I want to do a bit more decoration. I've got a few ideas to kind of add a little bit of color in here, a little bit of subtle color in here. So hopefully we'll get onto that in a bit. But first thing I want to do is take a look at this portal and see if we can get it moved over here and all linked up. And so let's have a go making these portals link up. So we've broken that one right there, and let's light this one here. So what should happen, I think this is going to work, but we'll have to see, is when we come to linking up these portals, what the portal's trying to do is, from the overall coordinates, you have to divide the X and the Z by 8, and you leave the Y the same, and that's it. And then that gives you coordinates that are the ideal coordinates in the Nether. Now, what the game will then do is it will search for the nearest portal to those ideal coordinates, and it will link that portal. Now, I think this portal here will be in range, because I think the ideal location for this is where this portal is, but I think it's actually a little bit higher. So I think this portal will still be the closest to that point, rather than these ones over here. But let's give it a try. Let's see if this is right. So we'll go to the overworld. This should link up to our portal in our village cave. And it does. That is good news. Right, so if we go back, we should be in our new portal that's marked the village. That's what we're going to call this area now. This is going to be the village. And here we are. Yes, it worked. Okay, good stuff. So now we can get rid of this out of the way, and we've got our new portal relocated. And now with the portal out of the way, we can now add a bit of detail around these stairs. And I thought I'd add a bit of colour in the way of this dark oak fencing. So it's not a massive difference, but I think just adding a different colour other than black, because this thing is basically all black, yeah, I think that'll work out well. And I think, yeah, if we go for anything lighter, I think we want to try and keep the kind of doom and gloom of this castle. So I think like dark oak, I think would fit in. And the other thing I want to do is, I've got a little thing prepared here. So imagine we had some stairs, these dark oak stairs, and we could just do some little things, just give us a bit of detail like around these lights that were always temporary. But we can just do this kind of thing just to keep things nice and simple. And if we could do it on that side as well, quickly. Right there. And so if we look up there, so obviously it's not a massive thing. But I think if we can start adding a few bits of detail just around here with these this dark oak, that will just give it a bit more life and a bit more interest. But again, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I just want to spruce up a little bit just to raise it up one more notch on the decorative level. And of course we can then use this down here as well. And I've got a few ideas. Also, the outside of the castle we use iron bars, so maybe we can bring that in as well. That's a different colour as well, a sort of lighter colour. So hopefully with those couple of extra colours in here, we can make a difference and make this thing look good. All right, so let me get these tunnels built up, get a bit of decoration in here, and then yeah, we can move on. After a few hours work, the castle is about complete. We've added a whole bunch of this dark oak here and there, some stairs and fences. Also added these iron bars here and there just for a bit of interest, and also some hoppers with fire on top. Looking all right. I think looking all right. I think we can still do some more in here, but yeah, for now I think it's good enough. Yeah, happy with that. And also downstairs we've finished up this room here with all of the corridors. So here's what a corridor would look like. A little bit of interest, not too crazy, but yeah, good enough for now. So we've got a safe passageway to our different builds. So yeah, we followed the same things from upstairs with the iron bars, some hoppers with fire on top, that kind of thing. And we've got the four cardinal direction tunnels. The interesting one, I guess, is this one over here, because this is the one that goes to our piston vault. So I've added this tunnel here so we can got a future expansion that way if we want to dig that way and go there. But over here is where we've got our piston vault. So I've set something up, so let me explain how it works. And so as you enter the station, on this side we have departures with a minecart ready to take you off. And over this side, this is going to be the arrivals. This is where you come in from coming back from the piston vault. All right, so let's see how this works. So a quick demo first of all. So there'll always be a minecart here ready to take you away. So you just get into the minecart and press this button. That will send you off. And the new minecart is dispensed behind you. And I just broke the rail here just so we don't go flying off. So that's basically how that works. And then on this side, we'll have a minecart here. We'll be coming back from our piston bolt and we just get ejected here. The minecart disappears and gets recycled over there. All right, so how does all that work? Well, let's have a quick look. So on this side, let's do the arrivals first. So the minecart's on this rail and it comes along. We go over this activator rail that's powered, and so we get ejected out. The minecart continues on top of this soul sand, but it gets sucked down underneath. And the reason for that is, if we have a quick look, is underneath the soul sand we have this rail, and because the soul sand isn't a full block, the minecart can get sucked through and lands on this rail. Will then follow the rail along, gets broken by the cactus and ends up in this hopper right here. That hopper is then pointing into this dropper. So there is our minecart. So that's where the minecart ends up. And then we've got this shenanigans all here. So what happens next is when we depart next time, obviously we hop into the minecart, we press this button which powers this block, which powers this powered rail underneath, which sends the minecart away. What also happens then is with the button press, this torch is depowered. So that observer sees that depower of the torch, which then sends a signal downwards through these other couple of observers. If I hop down here, you see, yeah, so the signal comes down here via this note block. This observer is facing that note block, so that powers this block directly, which sends the minecart from here up into here. And then because this block is then powered, it sends the minecart from here up into this one right here. All right, so now if we hop back up again, what then happens is this button will then come up from when we pressed it, which then powers this torch again. That power of the torch powers this block, this dispenser, which dispenses the next minecart. And because this block is powered, it then powers the dropper underneath, which then shoots the minecart up here. And so we end up with our minecart here. So if we look here, we've got 4 minecarts here. I'll press this button. You can see that happen, a few clicks, and if we look back in here, we've still got 4 minecarts. That's because the one from the bottom, which it was here, is now gone. So it should be clear of all the droppers. There we go. All right, so that's how that works. Okay, so now we just need to spruce this room up, and then yeah, we can move on. Here is the room all done up, and I've also done a bit of work with the transition up to the piston bolt. So let's have a look at this thing. So yeah, following the same kind of style we've got here, with sort of lava in the walls, with these fences and stuff like that. And actually, one thing I was thinking about, this room, this floor in particular, looks a bit bland to me. But I'm thinking if and when we upgrade to 1.14, we're going to get the nether brick, the red nether brick slabs and stairs, that kind of thing. So maybe we can work some of that in here, get a little bit of subtlety with the red in the floor and walls and ceiling and stuff like that. So we can do a bit more sprucing up when that comes out. But anyway, let's have a look at this room. So let's follow this along. So it kind of looks like this. And what I've gone for here is, I was kind of thinking along the lines of, this is almost like a bit like a ghost train, right? So we come down here and then we just go into this totally black corridor. Just going to walk down here. We'll ride it in a bit to see what it's like. So just hop that up here, and then when we get up into the piston bolt, this is where we see the splash of colour. And yeah, just done a simple job just to transition from that that black tunnel into the piston bolt style just here. So that looks all right, not too bad, not too bad. And of course that's nice and easy to do as well. And yeah, done the same thing with the other side, with the arrivals. So I have it here on the arrivals. Obviously we'll come down here, but we've got this big black tunnel. And over here, when we come to the end of the piston bolt, we'll come this way, and we're just following the same style with the same materials. It just comes in here nicely. All right, let's give this thing a quick test. Make sure it's all still working. So we go over here, we'll hop into this minecart, press the button, and off we go. Through here, and off we go, yay! And as we approach the end, we should see we go into this tunnel all the way around and back to the beginning again. All right, so that was pretty cool. So I think that pretty much does it for the castle for today. We've terraformed underneath. We've built up this kind of basement area with tunnels in all the 4 directions, and we've done the transition from our piston bolt station here up into the piston bolt itself and along. But we're not finished for today. We've still got a big bit of work to do. So let's hop on over to the mini hub and take a look at that. And here we are at the end of the piston bolt over at our second hub, our kind of mini hub that takes us to various farms. And yeah, we need to do some work over here as well. We need to get this done up, I think, and that will be a good kind of end to our couple of weeks of nether projects. All right, so first thing is, I guess, the floor. So I was thinking about what we should do with the floor, and I still like the idea of having glass underneath so you can see the lava. Makes it a bit interesting. And I was thinking about doing like a red or an orange, that kind of thing. But I was thinking that actually the design of this central hub, I want it to be totally different from any of the tunnels that it goes to. So for example, this tunnel over here, we use a lot of red and orange and that kind of stuff, that kind of fire colours. So I think I'm actually going to go for a glass, a white stained glass above here, just so it's kind of like a neutral colour compared to the tunnels. And yeah, I've got a design in mind for the rest of the walls and things. I'm going to try and do it kind of like a modern style. Been kind of playing around with that, some quartz stairs and slabs and things like that. So let me get some of that built up and show you what we think. But one thing that I've realised, which is actually very very lucky, in fact, that this tunnel this way that we don't have any use for at the moment. If you actually follow this tunnel, because I've had a look in using my camera account, if you go this way pretty straight for about 200 blocks, you get to the squid farm. So we don't really have a good way to get there at the moment. So I think this tunnel is going to be the way to go to get over to that collection. It's not entirely straight. We need to go that way, maybe 10 blocks. But yeah, it's pretty straight. So that will be something to do in the future. And also we've got another tunnel to dig going that way. That's the way to our ice farm. So we need to have some way to get that way as well. But anyway, let's get on with sprucing this place up. And also we need to do the transition and the station here for the piston bolt like we did at the other end. So let's get cracking and yeah, get this thing done. The floor is down. We can walk all over this lava. Yeah, looking pretty cool. But let me just raise my mouse and you can see some colours. Oh yes, I haven't gone crazy. But yeah, we're going for a bit of vibrancy. Something a bit different from what we've had in the castle with all the doom and gloom and the black and the darkness. I thought I'd do something completely opposite to that and get a whole bunch of colour in here, a whole bunch of brightness, and yeah, go for this kind of modern style, I guess. So yeah, I think this will complement with the white glass underneath. And so we've got this magenta concrete that goes all around the edge, and then we've got sea lanterns underneath that for plenty of lighting. And then in the doorways we've got some carpet of the same colour as the place we're going to go to. And so yeah, we've got some lighting with emeralds like that. So obviously we need to do the whole thing. Obviously I've just done this this section right here. The rest of the place still needs to be done. But yeah, this is just wanted to show you the kind of theme we're going to go for. So I think this is going to be all right. It's going to be interesting to see what it looks like once it's all done. But I think I'm ready to continue and get this hub finished. So the mini hub is all done, and I've finished off the drop-off station at the end of this this piston bolt right here. Look, it all works. Got dropped off there automatically. So this is what this looks like. Yeah, we use the same exactly the same mechanism that I showed earlier on over by the castle. Here's the soul sand. So the minecart goes underneath. There's a bit of track underneath here. All goes over there, and there's a bit of the redstone shenanigans over there that does all of the stuff with the carts. So that is all good. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I think this has turned out all right. And obviously the same thing in here. Just followed this same scheme over here, just so it's all covered up nice and neat. All right, and there we go. That is that. And of course, if we go in here, here is the hub itself. Oh yes. So yeah, this is a new style for me. I thought I'd try this out, see how it goes. So pretty bright and vibrant, totally different from the castle. But I think it's turned out all right. So I'd be interested in what you think about this. I was trying to get the balance between having obviously not too much detail, but detail enough that it's not bland. So yeah, not sure if I've pulled that off or not, but interested in what you think. Anyway, yeah, I've added some mob heads as well. So we've got a blaze one over here to help a bit of detail for what this tunnel represents. Also, we've got a guardian head over there. A squid head for this tunnel that we haven't done yet, but we'll have a tunnel going that way for the squid collection. And I need to get a witch head for this one right here for the witch farm. But yeah, this is looking pretty nice. All right. Okay, so we've got one more thing to do. So let's hop on over here. Another excuse to ride the piston bolt. Any excuse. So let's go this way, and I'll meet you in the Death Star. We haven't seen this place for a little while, but it is good to be back. Good to be back at home, safe and sound after our trip to the Nether. And that this week concludes a few weeks I wanted to spend in the Nether, getting everything set up and in good shape. We've still got a couple of things on the list to do, but yeah, much better shape than we were before. Anyway, we are over here, and you can guess where I am. I'm in the balcony overlooking our troops. So there they all are, the beautiful people in our hangar. Yeah, some more over there as well. But we've got some spaces, and we've got a new name to add to the list. So let's hop on down here and let's float down, and we will see the new member is Double Moses. Oh yes. So Double Moses has been plurific. prolific in Discord, and also in particular with the new Dissecting Minecraft series. He's always getting involved, sending in his solutions. So Double Moses, thank you for all the support, greatly appreciated, and welcome to the Hall of Fame. So yeah, let me know what head you want and we'll add it to the list. And with that, we'll bring this episode to a close. Yeah, we've done some awesome work in the Nether now. We've got all our tunnels all set up and all ship shape, and yeah, looking good. So if you enjoyed the episode, then please hit the like button, and if you are new, then feel free to subscribe, and if you've got any comments or suggestions or any kind of feedback, then get it in that comment section. Alright my geeks, until next time, I will see you later.